All right. Well, should we jump in and talk a little bit about
Okay,
legacy?
so legacy. Okay, let's talk about legacy.
I think for me, something really big on our team has been sense of community and belonging, and sort of like, especially when I was a freshman and you were a senior, like we were able to be close and there wasn't really like an age divide, and then like when I was a sophomore, to be close with the seniors as well. And now as an upperclassman, like I have strong relationships with like some of the sophomores, and I just feel like that just goes to show that like it doesn't need to be like this seniority thing. Like it's just very much kind of a family, and everybody feels like they're included and they belong. So I really hope that's something that the team continues to have in the future when I'm not there.
Yeah, I always liked that. I think when I was a freshman, I don't even know what grade Ashley was in because she took so many years off or whatever she did. But I always felt like I was in the same grade as her and Ashley Hatcher, who was a grade above her. And so it really never felt like there was any kind of seniority, which I really liked. And I like always tried to emulate that and keep that going too. So I hope the girls keep that going because I really love the like equality. I hate the idea of seniority and the freshmen do everything. And I mean, I just outwardly rejected that, and so I guess that just kept it going. But I never liked that.
I feel like there is a really fine balance for me because obviously, like I love to joke around too. I'm kind of a jokester, but like I feel like there were definitely times when I would get too hard on myself or take the game way too seriously. And those are the games when I would like miss like 10 shots, you know what I mean? Because I was like so in my head. And anytime I was like just kind of brought into the perspective of like, this really is just a game, all fun. Yeah. That's when I played the best. Yeah. And that's the way it should be. Like, it should be a break from the academics here, from life. It should be fun. So,
yeah.
Well, I was just going to say too, like going back to the seniority thing, like of course the older girls have that certain level of like mentorship for the younger girls, but I have to say this year, specifically this semester, has been like really difficult for me, and a few of the sophomores have really like helped me and supported me, and I think that's just been really important because it didn't feel like, oh, like I'm being a bad leader, like I can't show any weakness to them. Like they were still able to really come through for me, so that's been important.
I wish that I knew some of the girls that were still on the team. It feels like I've been out for so long, but then when I look back and I'm like, I literally know people on this team. It's bizarre to me because you don't realize like people keep going. Like you graduate and then everyone keeps graduating behind you. And then eventually, I mean, not even eventually, very quickly, you don't know anyone on the team.
Yeah. I know. I want to get like a little alumni get together when I'm an alumni. That feels so weird to even say. I think for me, advice to my freshman year self, I feel like most people kind of say, oh, I wish I like had more fun and like didn't take things so seriously. But from the beginning, I feel like I did have a pretty good balance as a freshman, just between water polo school and my social life. But I do have to say, I wish that I kind of tapped into the resources more. Like as a freshman, that's something people always said, like, there's so many resources, make sure you tap into them. And I had no clue what that meant. I'm like, what are they? Like, where do I look? So definitely just like making the most of everything and internships and just stuff like that. So
yeah. I think my advice would be like to go seek out more people. Like I know that our team was super, super close, but I really only stayed with my team and with my sister. And so I never got other exposure to other like opportunities because literally it was like water polo or nothing. Mm-hmm. And we hung out with the water polo team. We like did everything together. So I would say like branch out. I know you've branched out a lot. You have a lot of outside friends, which I'm like super jealous. I was like, I wish I had like had more like different friends outside of water polo, but yeah.
I mean, this kind of ties into the last one, but my most influential experience was when I went to Kenya for my global seminar. And that's like an opportunity that I learned about one day before the deadline was due. So I met with like Kathleen Mannheimer talking about summer opportunities. And this opportunity came up and it was perfect because it was about the environment and filmmaking, like two of my passions. I was able to go there, and like I still have really incredible friends from that experience. My teachers were great. I'm still in touch with my friends that live in Kenya over Instagram all the time. And it was just really, really important to my personal development and to my experience here. So
I'm so jealous of that trip that you took.
Oh, so
like
beautiful.
It looked amazing. I would say my roommates. I had two really awesome roommates for it. Do you know FSI, the like thing before Princeton? It's like a summer program before school. I had two roommates in that just became like my best friends. And still today, like the other day, one of them, Rochelle, just came to Miami for a week and we just hung out, and I was like, this is so crazy that we're like, we don't talk, like we would talk like once a week, but we jump back in as if we've been talking for like ever, you know, and like we've known each other forever. And I like went up to Atlanta and visited her for my birthday, and it was just like, she's been like super influential in my life in like so many ways. She works at Facebook and she like motivates me to do everything. Like I wouldn't be in law school if it wasn't for her telling me that I could do it. Cause I was like, Rochelle, like law school's hard. I barely made it through undergrad. And she was like, I sat next to you studying every day, and I know that you can do whatever you want to do. So go do what you need to do. And I was like, period, let's do it.
I love that. That's huge. I'm like excited to see who's going to stick around for me like that, you know, because I feel like sometimes it's surprising people. Well, in your case, not really, because you guys were roommates, but that's awesome.
But still, we were roommates the summer before school started, right? And then we were in like separate res colleges, all three of us. One was in Maddie, Rochelle was in Rocky, and I was in Butler, like opposite ends of the campus. So we could have easily fallen off, but we made that trek even in the snow. Every day.
That's commitment. That's
commitment,
commitment. I think it's really important. Like I've been reflecting on this a lot. Like I feel like my growth mindset is a little too like focused on perfection, you know, like you could still have a growth mindset and not have to be like perfect at everything.
Yeah.
Especially with water polo, like there were certain aspirations that I had for myself and a certain standard of how I wanted to play in games. And like, if I didn't meet that, I would be really hard on myself. And so I think that's important, is like having that sort of progress over perfection mentality. I think that water polo has really pushed my capabilities and like shown me like what I'm just, capable of doing. And that translates into my life, into school, into a lot of different areas. So,
yeah. Okay, and I would say some of the lessons I've learned are drawn from water polo and use like literally every day. I think of, for some reason now, like that I'm not playing, like I play water polo sometimes, but now that I'm not playing water polo like every day of my life, I analogize life to sport. Fight back. Like you can't just play defense. You have to play offense. And they're like, huh? And I was like, yeah, that was kind of crazy. I was like, that was good. But I'm like, you're not going to win anything by just defending, right? And like pushing again. You have to fight back and you have to make some moves forward and some progress to be able to get anywhere. And so like literally every day I'm like, okay, today I'm going to do this, and this. And that's like protecting my mental health. But I also have to do stuff to further my progress in school. I have to do further my progress in like maintaining my like athleticism. I'm doing 10 different things. That's why I'm doing jiu-jitsu. Like my brain and like also my freaking muscles are out of this world because I'm like pushing people all day. So I'm like, you have to fight back and you have to fight forward.
Okay, so this one is I have a little funny story that has to do with you. So I wanted to share about the time that I got stung by a stingray over our spring break tournament in California. Me and you were out obviously frolicking around in the water, body surfing, doing my thing, and I just suddenly felt something. I just knew I got stung by a stingray or something got me. I remember just grabbing onto be like, Chels, I like went straight down like this, like on my back. I was like, Chels, something got me, help. You're like, come on, girl, we gotta go. You're like dragging me, pulling me out of the ocean. I'm like flopping around like a fish. So, and I think that is pretty silly because, you know, I grew up at the beach. I've been a beach lifeguard for 6 years, never ever had an experience with a stingray. And that just happened to be my first one. And there you were to save the day.
What is something interesting that most people know? Oh, well, my interesting thing is that I'm now a 2-stripe white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu after only a month, which is supposedly really good.
Supposedly.
The small things that you worry about every day really aren't that important, right? And you just have to enjoy your life, take it day by day, and not rush too many things because it's really not that important. This girl at Princeton, actually, that I had in like a bunch of my freshman year classes, she would always say, "It's not that deep. Like, it's just not that deep." And every day I'm like, I something happens and I'm like, it's not that deep. Like, it's really not. And this year has like more and more reinforced that idea that like nothing is that deep. And if it is that deep, then you'll figure out how to deal with it, right? But when you sit back and think about the things that you're going through and compare them to the crazy hell that this past year has been for all of us, and how lucky we are to like have survived it, right? Like, people died, and it's like nothing is that deep.
Yeah. Dang, I need some more of your perspective in my life. I feel like everything this year has been too deep for me. I'm like, oh, I need a little bit of that mantra.
Inspiration, I think of Ashley. Like, she is an inspiration to me, but she's also such an inspiration to other people. And like throughout these past few years since she's been since she played in the Olympics, it's crazy to see like the little kids that flock to her wherever we are. And they're like, any pool deck, people flock to me and be like, Ashley? And I'm like, oh, no.
You're like, no.
I'm like, sorry, baby, I'm Chelsea. And they're like, Chelsea, can I have your autograph? I'm like, yes, so honey, yes.
That's so cute, though. Cheers
to 50 years of women's athletics.
Okay, I feel like that was good on the second part.